Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's an electric mullet. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Electric Mullet. And again, if you don't know why it's called Electric Mullet, go read some old comics, kids. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Superman's #1 fan. It is
Tyler Patrick from the Krypton Report. What is up, Phil?
Hey, what's up? Yes, if you're not watching this on YouTube, yes, he's surrounded by Superman memorabilia.
I am. I like how this new camera circles like shortens, like so you can't really see everything. I like it.
Yes, yeah. It's almost like comic booky too. Sometimes, yeah.
So
get more background too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tonight, we're only gonna be talking 2 issues. Superman, was it 37, and Adventures of Superman 460. I swear there was something I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you already know this, but yeah, this week, Absolute Superman #1's coming out. Did you see that?
I know. I thought it was coming out sooner, and then I thought it's been, we had Absolute Batman, then we didn't have anything, then Absolute Wonder Woman, right? And then Superman, because I thought it was going to be like boom, 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 but I thought there was like a little bit of a gap in there. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, I think they're spacing them out because they are doing more Absolute books, but I don't think they're coming out maybe till like it might be next year. So
yeah, because they're going to do Absolute Flash and Martian Manhunter,
Green Lantern.
So I'm like, okay, interesting.
Yeah, the Green Lantern one's gonna be weird because it's Al Ewing, and he's very into like body horror and like.
Yeah, I read his Immortal Hulk. My good friend Brian loved that run and got me that the first trade of Immortal Hulk, and I read that. So I'm actually intrigued to see what he'll do.
Yeah, his more current stuff. He's been working on Venom. Yeah, you might be interested in that too.
Crack open a LaCroix, baby.
All right, so yeah, let's jump into these.
Which one we doing first?
Superman. What is it? 37. Yeah.
Right. I really wish sometimes like you could click on the book and then you could hit like go back. You know, sometimes because after you finish it, it just like prompts you to go to Superman 30.
Yeah, like the next one in the series. Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't. What if I can't? I wish I could toggle between them. So
that's what I said. There should be like 2 links. It should be like, do you want to go to Superman 38 or do you want to go to Adventures 460? Because that's like the next sequential one. I was like,
I know there's things like in the triangle era where you can read through, but it's so I don't know. It's weird because I was able to do it during when I read the whole new Krypton thing. I was able to just pull up like the new Krypton.
Yeah.
But let's do this one.
All
give
right.
Give them the plot, Phil.
All right. So Adventures Superman Volume 2, number 37, November 1989. Best friends. Yeah, right. Writer and penciler Jerry Ordway, inker Dennis Jang, colorist Glenn Whitmore, letterer John Costanza, and editors Mike Carlin and Jonathan Peterson. Superman forces Jimmy Olsen to have experiments undergone on him at Project Cadmus. Wow, that sounds wrong. But the Newsboy Legion help bust him out using the Whiz Wagon. Unfortunate name. Superman intercepts them and brings them back to the project. The Guardian offers himself to take Jimmy home, and Superman agrees, causing a rift between the two pals. Meanwhile, Jose Delgado has an argument with Lois Lane about how her feelings towards Superman are affecting their relationship. He's then taken hostage during a bank robbery and stops the robbers without his gangbuster armor, disarming one of the criminals and gunning down another. All right, so thoughts?
Overall, like this issue, just
Yeah.
man, okay. So Superman's ex-pal, Jimmy Olsen. First of all, Jimmy's a blonde in this. And I just feel like Jimmy's whole like demeanor about Superman in this is really just mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if there's any kind of outside influence because I'm like, if it's not, I'm like, he's just being a dick. I'm just like,
he's like, Superman did this to me. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy, he purposely targeted you with this to alter your DNA.
yeah.
And like, he's really mean towards Superman the whole time, as if it was his fault. And then, but then wrapping Jimmy in his cape was hilarious. The stuff with Lois and Gangbuster, you know, redheaded Lois Lane, that makes no sense. And like how they break up after eating pizza.
I feel like it's an inside joke, like in the next issue when you know, she's like talking about experimenting with a new look or something. Because I'm like, oh yeah, because your look jumps from issue to issue.
It does. And then like the whole thing with the News Kids Legion being in Cadmus was just kind of, I don't know, like it was fine, I guess, you know. But then the whole thing that like he stops the robbers, you know, and like it's weird because he guns down one of them and it's like Kate, and he's like, I gunned down someone named Kate, and they're all making a big deal out of it. You know, the one guy's like, you saved me, and then they're like giving him crap for fighting back.
Well, yeah, like Inspector Henderson. Well, I think that his big thing was like it wasn't even like a pistol; it was like an automatic rifle or something. He's like, Inspector Henderson's like, yeah, you better, you know, you all of a sudden you're just opening fire on these guys with an automatic weapon in a crowded bank. He's like, you could have hit somebody, but
I mean, it was their weapon,
so
it's not like he took out his own and was like, ha ha.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's one of those, oh, you should have waited for the cops, or hey, Superman did show up, so.
But my biggest thing with this issue, like, it was cool with the whole whiz wagon, but then Jimmy like purposely fires on Superman with the weapons in the whiz wagon. And his attitude, like, no, I'm not going back in that cape of yours. You're not taking me home. You just wouldn't listen. Don't speak to me like a child. And then Guardian says he'll take him home. But man, Jimmy just acting like Superman decided one day, like, hey, I'm going to hurt Jimmy. Come here, Jimmy.
I almost feel like they built this story around that cover because I did see that, this cover is an homage to Jimmy Superman's power, Jimmy Olsen 133 from like 1970s. Yeah, so I almost feel like they wrote the issue around that we're doing that cover again. And I wonder if that's like the first Kirby, because it's saying at the top of that old cover, it's saying Kirby's here. Because that's why I feel like that's why we're doing a lot of the like project stuff and the News Kids and everything, and like even the Guardian. But I think it's like because a lot of this old stuff, it was Kirby introduced a lot of this stuff in the Jimmy Olsen series back in the day. I think a lot of these guys are fans of Kirby.
I mean, it makes sense.
But it's so weird because it's like you could tell like Crisis was supposed to like get rid of like all the old stuff, and then slowly we've been adding in doing reinterpretations of all the old stuff, and it's just like, okay.
And I feel like that is one of the biggest things is we talk about reboots and big changes and everything, but we've never really had the clean slate reboot that we were led to believe. Like Crisis didn't really do the big clean slate like we, over time, like, wait a minute, that's not what I thought it was going to be. And then, of course, the New 52 wasn't the reboot we thought it was either.
Oh,
So
New 52 was the worst because it's like, Superman, Wonder Woman kind of get like full reboots, but it's like Batman and Green Lantern were selling so well they really didn't reboot a lot there, and it's just like, okay.
Exactly. So it's there's so many things where they just kind of pick and choose what they want. That's why they try to have all these new like omniverse and it's all matters, it all exists, and it's whew.
Well, then, and we'll hear too. It's like, I think John Byrne had a plan for the reboot, and then once he leaves, everyone's just like, okay, well, what do we want to do? And it's like, oh, hey, remember that all that old Project Cadmus stuff? Yeah.
So this issue just, I don't know. I just don't like what Jimmy, like the one part like he's like falling and it's like black. It's like he's in the cape or whatever, and he's kind of like thinking to himself, and he's like, Mr. White, Cat, Mom, and then the brother to
oh yeah, that character we saw a while back. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Was it Tara? Yeah. Yeah, her brother Husk, yeah.
And I'm just kind of like Jimmy's needs some Jimmy's got some issues going down.
That's what I said. I can't remember. That's why it's interesting to me because I can't remember. It's like if this is an outside influence. I don't think it's the Eradicator, but unless it is, there's like this being who's contacting him. I can't remember unless he. Again, I don't want it to be him just being a jerk, but I honestly can't remember. But yeah, I mean, for the next few years, yeah, we're going to be getting a lot more with Cadmus and Guardian. And again, like we said, it's like in this era, it's like we get like a really fleshed out Metropolis, which really comes in handy when Superman dies. We go like what 3 months without Superman.
Not the book, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember until we start getting the other.
I mean, Funeral for Funeral for a Friend was what, like 9 parts or something. So
I love that part. I think that's yeah.
Because again, that is like a testament. I can't wait till we get there because it's like you went 9 issues of Superman books without Superman. I mean, you had people talking about Superman, but it's like, and again, it wasn't boring. I remember collecting it at the time. I'm like, this isn't boring. I mean, there's so many characters in Metropolis. Well, again, spoilers, Matrix is back, but yeah, just everybody, and then you go full speed ahead into Reign of the Supermen, and things really get nuts.
I just, like during the whole death of Superman, like, I love the Funeral for a Friend part though. Like that is probably my favorite part of that. Like I rebought like the 5-volume breakdown, where each spine connects to make the
nice
the symbol, the blood symbol. So I like the Funeral for a Friend part just because it shows the impact. I had an idea since we're talking about the Death Superman the other day. You know how the last book is all just one page panels?
Yes.
What I think would be amazing is next time there's an anniversary for it, is they do variant covers for the different Superman books for that year, and each cover is one panel from that final by a different artist. And then after that, they just collect it all into a special issue. Like, that last Superman, was it Superman 75 issue? Like, for example, like the first page / panel is Dan Jurgens. The second is Lee Bermejo. The third is like Tony Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Like every Jason Fabok, because it's all just giant 1 pages. I'm like, it'd be amazing. And then you collect it all into one book. And, sell
Or
that as your anniversary special.
Or you can even do a thing where it's like, since they're all like, splash pages, it's like, hey, vote for your top one or your top 3 pages from that issue, and we'll like make posters out of them or something, or put them on some kind of merch or something.
Because I don't think Libra Mayhew's ever drawn Doomsday, so I would love to see like his interpretation of Doomsday, and just what I'm saying, just stuff like that. Like, would be an awesome of having different artists. Of course, Jim Lee would do one.
I was gonna say, can you imagine if Jim Lee just redrew, just like redrew all of issue 75?
But I just think it'd be cool to have artists on each page. That way, you kind of get different things, and nobody's overwhelmed with it. But then it makes it more unique.
You know what? And 92, I got the Death of Superman issue. I have it still downstairs, but I opened the poly bag, they get the stuff out. I was like, I got another copy. Yeah, like, was it last year? One of my in-laws' neighbors gave Danielle this. She's like, oh, here, her husband passed away a while ago. She's like, oh yeah, give Phil this. I got an unsealed, unopened, I got a sealed bag, Tyler. So I got an open one and I got a sealed one. So
that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. But yeah, this issue, it didn't do a lot for me. It just felt
like that's what I said. It almost feels like they were going for nostalgia. They were going for, oh hey, let's do it. They were basically writing the story to match that cover.
And just the News Kid Legion is neat, but it just wasn't doing it for me this issue.
Yeah, because they just seem bratty. They're like, oh, we want to go to the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You get why, I get their children, but it's like you also get why they can't like just leave the project. It's a top secret project. They're clones. It's like, and they take off in this whiz wagon, which is like this futuristic flying car. It's like,
yeah. All right, kids, we can't just be going out and about.
But yeah, like I said, I can't remember how this plays out, but I hope Jimmy's under some kind of outside influence, because although there are moments like all through the 90s where Jimmy just comes off as a jerk sometimes.
I think that sometimes they just want to know how to write Jimmy.
Well,
right. What's our...
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that. Well, that's the thing, because I think sometimes it's like, you can't really write Superman as a jerk. So, a lot of times it's somebody in a supporting cast has to be a jerk, whether it's Lois or Jimmy or.
So we're on 460 for adventures.
Yes, sir. All right. So, oh yes, and speaking of bringing stuff into the post-crisis continuity, yes. Adventures of Superman 460 from November 1989. Also, Be It Ever So Deadly. And once again we have the writer penciling, but this time it's Dan Jurgens doing the writing and penciling. Andy Kubert inker. There we go. Colorist Glenn Whitmore, letter Albert de Guzman, and editors Mike Carlin and Jonathan Peterson. After experiencing headaches and hallucinations about the Eradicator, Superman goes to Antarctica to check on the device and discovers an underground fortress made out of Kryptonian technology, with a tower collecting solar energy. Inside, Superman finds 2 human scientists brainwashed to believe they are Kryptonians, whose purpose is to rebuild Krypton on Earth. Superman tries to communicate with the Eradicator, and he is shown images of Krypton's 5th historic epoch, learning that his ancestor, Chem-El, was the creator of the device. Using that knowledge, Superman commands it to stop its operations, only to be attacked and knocked unconscious by the Kryptonian robots. Then all memories about the Eradicator are erased from Superman's head. Almost as if a plot is forming here. Meanwhile, and also, Colin Thornton tries to employ Clark Kent for his weekly news magazine. Yes, as a managing editor, kids.
What's a magazine, Phil?
Words on paper? What's that?
What is this you speak of?
Yes, printed periodicals. So yeah, and this is again, I believe, he didn't show up in the pre-crisis. This is the very first appearance of Colin Thornton. Yes, who keep an eye on him, kids. In a few years here, he's going to be revealed to be someone else. So, and the audience says, "The devil, you say." But yeah, so yes, we're starting to introduce the Fortress of Solitude in the post-crisis continuity.
Yeah, it's so this issue, I liked how we had the, the Kryptonian, like Kelix, looking
Yes, the
robots.
robots and all the tech. Yeah,
Um,
and
and I
it's
like
and
how
it's like those same guys from the Action Comics issue we did last time. Yeah,
Lois is wearing her attire and she calls it the Perry White look.
yeah, because you're wearing like the shirt and tie and everything. Yeah, that's what I
And
said. I didn't know if that was like a joke about how she always looks different in every issue.
but I like it because, like, currently in the comics, she is the editor of the Daily Planet. So I thought that was
Yes.
kind of funny. I like Clark's outfit though, like the gray pants with and everything. Like,
Oh.
I do like that. Is one thing I've enjoyed is how every issue is not like drawing Clark in the same suit,
The same blue suit. Yeah.
or a black suit or something. Like, they give him color, and it's like I said, I like it because I don't think Clark should ever wear the Superman colors.
Yeah. No.
But I like how he sees his Coke, and I like that it actually says Coke instead of
Oh yeah, it's not like like soda or something. Yeah.
yeah. And then it turns into the Eradicator, and he's like back to the Coke, and he's like, "What?"
Yes, he's hallucinating, but it's not that kind of Coke, kids.
It's true. It's true. Like you said, they're trying to snag Clark to be the editor of a magazine.
Yeah, Colin Thornton. Yeah, News Time, which kids, we will see this come up more and more in the books now.
But it did take me a minute, like when you're on page 10 and you're looking, and Clark like looks into, and he's like, "Good Lord, the Eradicator couldn't have done this." And then you turn the page, and the way like the tower is rising, I was like, "Wait, did I miss something?" I'm like, "Is that coming up from the Antarctic?" And then it was intense.
Yeah, it just came out of that crevice where he threw the Eradicator last time. No, but when he takes off from the planet, man, that's a nice splash page there. I mean, they could have showed more of his face, but that was a nice splash there.
Oh yeah.
And then when he stops those whalers, he's just like, they're like, "We're in international waters. We ain't breaking no law." He's like, "Yeah, well, I can melt your propeller. He ain't going nowhere."
He's like, yeah. He's like, "I am not in being held by international crap by."
What are we supposed to do? Call the Coast Guard.
But when he's in the fortress, he's like, "The technology, the robots, even the materials, they look like they're from Krypton." Then he's like, "Wait, you're the scientist I met here the other day. What are you doing here?"
Yeah, I'm
What
like, where's that portal going? Like, is it like a time machine? Is it going back to Krypton?
yeah, because they talk about they're bringing material from the portal. What gets me though, and we've seen this often, is how much recap there is in some of these books. Like, he goes back and talks about the cleric, and we have that conversation. We're like, yeah, we know, we've been reading these books.
Oh yeah, on page 10, yeah, or even later on, yeah. But again, it is 1989. We're not collecting everything, if we are, sometimes it's not right away and stuff. So
yeah, it is true. Like, trades were not a thing like they are now.
yeah, I mean, they collect everything now. Back then, they weren't.
But like you said, the portal was weird, and we see this green robot come out and basically start attacking Superman. And it's a weird shot how it has him, and then we just see kind of the blue egg of the Eradicator flashing, and then the last page is Lois, and then Clark shows up.
Like nothing happened, kids.
His headache disappeared. But it's like, and then the bottom three is like Antarctic, the work continues. Krypton thrives on Earth. And we just see the blue egg that now has like black dots inside of it. And I'm like, okay.
I wonder what's going to happen here soon. Krypton Man. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what we're going to be getting here soon. The first Superman Lobo fight.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
We all know how much I love Lobo.
Yes. but it's a very logical Superman. Yes. Oh no, it's just it's a little different because it's a Superman's going through some things. Okay, so I have a question for you as a the number one expert on Superman. It was kind of revealed here. I mean, he knew the history of the Eradicator somewhat, but it's like here it's revealed it was actually one of his ancestors who created it. Do you like that? Was that necessary that it had to be someone from the House of
No,
Ed?
I don't like. I don't like that. It's like
Yeah.
the house of
Not everything has to be tied to the main character. I mean, it was enough that it was Kryptonian in origin.
right. Exactly. You know, next thing you know, like Descendant was the brother to like Clark's great, you know, grandfather. You know what I'm saying, or something. Was the first was Doomsday. Like, I don't like that. But then so then I got thinking about. Do you remember the show Krypton?
Yes.
How
Yes.
his best friend was Kim, that sacrifices himself.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
later Val says Kim, brother to Segel,
Mm-hmm.
and like basically guilds him as a House of El member.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, because that's cool. I had, you know, didn't put those two together until this moment right here.
Yeah, I think they were looking through old comics because you know that one was set pretty early on Krypton. So they're like, okay, who were the House of L members? Okay.
Well, you know how they just flip through comics, they find a name, they use it, like
Mm-hmm.
Jaxer and Daxer and, you know, Ursa and Feora. They all just interchangeable. Like they don't care. They're like just interchangeable Kryptonian names. We don't need anything. But
Exactly.
I like this one a little bit more. But I will be honest, like neither of these issues really did much for me this week.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton. Neither one of them was that meaty, but yeah, this one was. Yeah, this is going to have consequences. There's just going to be stuff going forward. I don't know. I mean, I like the Eradicator, but are we really overplaying the Eradicator right now?
I feel like I've said this before, the Eradicator is something that it's kind of the Deus Machina of Kryptonian tech. How many stories just use that name and just get it to do whatever they want it to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it was the Eradicator. Oh, okay. Like the Eradicator. Okay. But that doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. It's the Eradicator.
Well, even here, I'm like, it's like, yeah. I mean, it showed in these flashbacks. This thing was made to bond the Kryptonians to the Krypton, so they couldn't leave the planet, or like no one else, no aliens could come down. But it's like, but
Yeah.
it has all this power to like build a fortress, and during exile, it transported Superman back to Earth and restored his costume, and so it's like, so basically, it's like a magic lamp. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. It
seems to have no limits almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just becomes whatever they want it to be. So.
But yeah, I like this one better too. I mean, the art was a little better. I think we got more of this, more story here, other than Jimmy's bad. Because again, big things are gonna be coming with the Eradicator, and then that Colin Thornton thing. Yeah, there's gonna be stuff coming up with that soon. That'll be last for a little bit here. I thought I was gonna pick something else out of here. But yeah, I mean that's a nice shot there too, with like you got another full page spread with the fortress and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I know, like so yeah, some of these, even like last time, there's not a ton, but yeah, once we get rolling here, we're gonna get rolling. But yeah, the Eradicator, it's kind of like like you said, it's basically just a MacGuffin until it becomes like a humanoid. Yeah. Then it kind
of even then it still kind of does it. Because I know they brought it back in comics. Was it towards the end of Rebirth? I can't remember. It was like kind of completely different again. And then my favorite version's kind of been like the Death of Superman animated film.
Oh, yeah.
How they kind of used it there. I thought worked. But yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like they base like whatever it can do like on the mission, because I guess the mission was to preserve Krypton. So again, back in the day, it bonded them to the planet. Now it's gonna like try to start rebuilding Krypton on Earth and stuff. And which we'll see like at least 2 attempts of before Death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
We're getting
trying
there.
to force him to be pure Kryptonian.
I'll say, we're getting there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I know next time we're gonna be back to 3 issues, and then we're gonna have more variety. So,
Yay!
I mean, the Eradicator is gonna be around for the next couple months, but oh yeah, what was it? I think it might be by like March or so next year. There's gonna be a Batman team up coming. So,
Woot woot!
so keep your schedule open, Ray.
Yeah, we'll bring him back
Yes,
because we all know Batman's his favorite character.
well, I was thinking I might have to try to get Justin in here, maybe Lilith, because since they do the Batman podcast with me, might be a nice little crossover.
Oh, Justin, our good friend, the Court of Owls.
Oh yeah, man, I look for any excuse to get Justin on. Yeah, Justin's great.
It's me, your old pal, the Owl.
Should have new Justin drops soon too, because he's about to do his annual drunk unboxings. He buys he gets like comics and stuff around his birthday, which is at the end of November. So that's where a lot of these drops came from last year.
Oh,
I think we just need to get what do you call it? Justin's plugs as a drop, and just drop his different plugs throughout the episodes.
Oh, that hit harder than the Hulk. Speaking of the Hulk, yes, he's on Gamma Charge.
The strongest podcast.
Yes. Yes. That's right. Yay! January's gonna have 3 episodes again.
Yay!
Yes, it is March. Yes, one of the March episodes will be the Batman crossover. So,
yeah, March will be here before we know it. We'll be like,
all right. So, anything else, Tyler?
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, again, not a ton here. I mean, again, they weren't bad issues, but I almost feel like we're still killing time. I guess maybe until the Krypton Man, or
we'll get there.
Although we are coming up. Yes, we're going to start the first of a 3-parter in Action Comics here next episode, because that Brainiac story. Because next time we're going to cover Action Comics 647, the first part of the Brainiac trilogy, Superman 38, and Adventures of Superman 461, which I think is maybe more of the Eradicator in the Fortress.
I'm excited.
So, yeah, a little more variety next time, and back to 3. So, all right, send us your thoughts. What you think is are we right? Are we wrong? So, what do you think of this era? Send us your thoughts. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get the brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes Lunatics merch. Again, you can rain the money on us through the Cash App link. And of course, we have the Patreon, where Lilith and I try to give you something different, something exclusive every month. And if you do subscribe, you can suggest topics for us to discuss, like Justin has. So find that at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and you can find everything at tubespace.ao/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.ao/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. And if I said that too fast, it's in the show notes. So look it up. Or if you're watching on YouTube, it was on the screen. All right. Now, if you have not had enough Superman talk, or you just want to stare on the human perfection that is Mr. James Cole, Tyler, where can people find the Krypton Report?
Well, you can find me and James over on the Krypton Report, where all your podcasts are, on YouTube, if you want to see James's smiling bearded face and my hat collection and shirts. Or just find us wherever you listen to podcasts. We talk all things DC, mainly Superman based.
And did I see you've been doing like animated series episodes on Saturday?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, just because of James being on call and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of our throwback to
Saturday morning cartoon.
Saturday morning cartoons. We're watching the animated series with Solomon, and sometimes our friend Nate will join us.
Okay.
And it's been fun, just going through. It's a different way of revisiting Superman the animated series.
Nice. So Solomon's in there. You're nice.
Yep.
I'll see.
So live on, like I said, Saturday or Sundays, we usually post when, and just on YouTube or Facebook too.
Facebook,
Yeah, streaming on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, so yeah, that's where I thought I saw it on Facebook. So yeah, kids, get your Saturday morning Superman cartoon fix.
Exactly.
All right, you mentioned Solomon, so I was like, okay, new show on over on the Capes and Lunatics feed. Me and Luca, my son Luca, and my nephew Christian, we just started a WWE podcast, so it'll be monthly. So yeah, episode 1 is up now. Yeah.
I'll listen to that.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice little mix too, because I'm an old man, my son's 11, my nephew's like 25, so yeah, we got to kind of get all the generations in there. So
it's good stuff.
Yep. All right, kids. So yes, so check out all those shows. So and again, they're positive. You don't need to be watching TV right now. Listen to all these podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, yes. And again, Superman and Lois. Can watch those last couple episodes.
We got 5 more to go.
I was going to say, Lil.
As of this recording.
Yes. And I believe Lil, and Tyler's going to be joining us for a wrap up of that. And I'm sure Tyler and James are going to wrap that up too on Krypton Report.
We're trying to do something special for the finale.
Nice. All right. So yeah. So next time we're back to 3 issues. Your action, your Superman, your adventures. So. And again, I usually try to post on the social media. So if you want to know what we're reading, go check out social media. All right. But until next time, come back and join us for truth, justice, and the mullet.
We should get mullets.
Watch out for those Coke cans.